Right Honourable Speaker, I share your concerns and the concerns of this House about the sanctions that were imposed on the head of this very institution, the Right Honourable Speaker, Anita Among, and two other former ministers, Honourable Chitutu and Honourable Agnes Nandutu. And I don't want to think that UK was not aware of the backlash of the fallout in all this. And to me, Right Honourable Speaker, it yet presents another opportunity on how, as a country,
Minister, I hope you're taking notes of what Sage is raising.
On how the country is proceeding on the question of corruption. To have your speaker sanctioned on account of larceny is such a grave matter. What is the rest of the country now? Probably I think they are now touching on the speaker to tell us as a country how we are proceeding. A speaker of an institution, the third arm. So I think, Right Honourable Speaker, when issues of corruption arise, why don't we get the opportunity to discuss them and for government to handle the same to its full conclusion? This is the problem. We are stuck, we cannot even present our voices to be heard well because the issue of the iron sheets was greatly mismanaged. It was greatly mismanaged. The Rugorobis, the Chitutu, the Nandutus were those arraigned before court. And to me, having cabinet ministers and ministers attending court, then in the afternoon they go to attend cabinet, what indicators are we giving to the international community? So for me, on the question of homosexuality, I want us to desegregate it. That one we all stand together. But on the question of corruption, honourable members, I beg your indulgence, that we must tackle it. We can't let it go. The other day we had an opportunity to look at ourselves as parliament. When the issue of the handshake, the service awards came, Right Honourable Speaker, I've never given us the opportunity to debate it. Despite my constant standing here, can we have a look at ourselves? Or must we hide ourselves now in the same cloak? For me, I'm not part of that. If the UK is sanctioning and targeting the corrupt of this country, it's because we as a country have failed. We have let down the people of Uganda. Where everybody knew, some ministers said that the iron sheets came through their windows to their compounds and they were let scot-free. The unfortunate ones, the three, were arraigned before court, and others are continuing to occupy the front bench. And the president made a very simple premise: I'm going to follow them. I'm going to follow them. Where is the following we were talking about? So to me, honourable members, Right Honourable Speaker, you better seize the opportunity. Seize the opportunity and say no to corruption. Lead the way so that as a country we can stand by you. But when this institution is full of loopholes, the allegations of corruption, the service awards abound, and we cannot debate them, we cannot discuss them, what should we do? It is only seeming that now the foreign countries are the ones doing the job we are supposed to do. So I don't want members to hide about sovereignty of the country.
They cannot search.
Yes.
Honourable Government, you respond on the issues of the handsheets, but I'm telling you, the foreign country cannot, we're a sovereign country. I mean, UK cannot come and run our country. They cannot.
Thanks for the guidance, Right Honourable Speaker.
We are going to handle the issue of the corruption, that is okay. Perceived corruption. You know, somebody should be proved that, like the ministers who are in the court. There are so many people about how many, Honourable Board, do you want to say something?
Before you can come up, let us be open I'm really making my humble and honest call to you, Right Honorable Speaker. Let us start with ourselves. We cannot continue hiding. We are condemning other foreign countries when we have let down this country.
The other day they said you are corrupt to pass the RAPEX bills. Were you corrupt? Were you bribed? Who was bribed in this house?
Right Honorable Speaker, there
No,
wasn't.
I'm not asking you, Sechi.
Yes.
I'm asking members, who was bribed in this house?
Right Honorable Speaker. You see,
You know, Sechi, people will say whatever they will want to say, but what matters is, have you proved what it is? Have you proved?
You say information, my brother. You know, colleagues, it is very important that we look at international relation and international law. Whereas we relate and need each other, at the end of the day, every country protects its interest. And the information I want to give you, on the ICC, for example, the US citizens, the UK citizens can commit crime but have not assented to the ICC. They try their citizens in their local countries, in their local legal systems. So we need to ensure that we build our systems, support it, and never surrender other international systems that do not meet our interest to take charge. To me, that's really the position. The US government, an American can commit crime here that warrants ICC. A UK citizen can commit a crime, but they will be tried in the US, and the judicial procedure will be implemented according to the laws of US and UK. The same we should do according to our legal system. If it is weak, we should build it and strengthen it.
The issue of sanctions. In your communication, Right Honorable Speaker, you said you are not bothered and you don't care about these sanctions. In fact, you mentioned that the only visa you are concerned about is the visa to Bukedia. And so you don't care about the visas to the US and to the UK and so on. I'm now surprised why then you seem very bothered. Because if you say you only care about a visa to Bukedia, why do you seem very bothered and angry about this issue? I think it should not bother you, Right Honorable.
I am not bothered at all. I am talking for 48 million Ugandans outside there.
That's all right.
And I am representing, I'm sitting on this seat for the 48 million Ugandans there. And secondly, I don't get handouts from those countries. There is an order.
I don't know why someone wants to put the speaker on order. Right Honorable Speaker, no one has said you get handouts from these countries. We are talking about...
Order, Madam Speaker. Order.
Right Honorable Speaker, we are talking about the sanctions, which indicated corruption, mabati theft, and all of these different things. That which you're saying is a different matter. I don't know if somebody is accusing you of getting handouts from these countries. That has not come up, and that's not the issue. For me, my concern is, if you're saying you're only bothered about a visa to Bukedia, then you shouldn't be consumed by this issue, Right Honorable Speaker. You shouldn't be, because you also seem to be rallying us to join you in being angry over this matter.
Order.
Because your concern is Bukedia, Right Honorable Speaker.
Leader of opposition.
But finally, Right Honorable Speaker, I want to implore government.
Switch on.
Thank you. I want to implore government, Right Honorable Speaker. Government, do not wait for foreign countries to sanction individuals, whether it be involved in mabati theft, in corruption, and so on. Take action. Why do you wait for that? And then you begin to complain. When you're going to beg for aid, you don't complain. When they say now that we give you aid, that aid
there
should
is
not be
an
stolen.
order from Ogwang.
He's asking for clarification. I'll get it shortly.
Honorable members.
Don't wait as
Honorable
government.
members.
Take action against corruption.
Leader of opposition. Leader of opposition. Leader of opposition. Okay.
First of all, I would like to thank the leader of opposition for the submission he's making, Right Honorable Speaker. The clarification I want to seek from LOP is that for purpose of the Speaker, is there any record by any competent court of law in Uganda that she has been involved in any corruption matter? Number two, is there, as far as we are all aware, that they took former colleagues who are our colleague members of parliament are before courts of law? Have the case been adjudicated and confirmed that they are guilty? So if we are talking about the rule of law, was it in order for that respectable country to impose sanctions on such individuals?
And Honorable Member, Okiro has something to say.
Right Honorable, he sought clarification from me. I thought in a minute
I've given him, I'm the Speaker.
Okay, I can take that.
Most obliged. Right Honorable Speaker, I think we are LOP maybe perhaps should be concentrating on more important things. I want to this is my
just
That means, Right Honorable Speaker, you're concentrating on non-issues according to Honorable
I am
Kiror.
raising my point of order. I'm on a point of order.
You're the one who raised
I'm
the issue, Right
I'm
Honorable
on a
Speaker.
point of order.
what Lope is
He
talking about.
is saying you're discussing non-issues, Right Honorable Speaker. I don't know if it's in order.
What Lope is talking is important. He's talking about something important. But what I am also telling Lope, that Lope, don't even deceive yourself that I am hurt. Me, the Anita I know, me, to be hurt over those sanctions, forget.
Right Honorable Speaker, on your communication, especially on the sanction, I remember I was in my constituency and I got a call from the press, especially New Vision, asking me about it. And I thought they were mistaken because to the best of my knowledge, our work as Parliament of Uganda, we allocate resources to the ministries, to the Prime Minister's office, and to different departments of Uganda. And the major people who should be questioned on this issue of the iron sheet are people who are tasked with the responsibility of implementing the resources that we allocated for this particular issue. First of all, the sign that we allocated the resources is a clear sign that this parliament is committed to solve the problem of the Karamoja people. And therefore, I was wondering how you can sanction the head of parliament and you forget people who are in charge of implementation. In this case, the ministers, I don't have a problem when they are talking about the ministers. I don't have a problem if you could talk about the office of the Prime Minister. But how, of all things, you come to give sanction on the head of institution of parliament, who are the people concerned, and this issue was raised in this parliament. The issue about who is the beneficiary should be the implementing people, not us who are concerned in monitoring what was not done rightly, and that is how the issue was brought to the concern of Islam. And therefore, I think it is the right time for our Minister of Foreign Affairs and for the head of state to make sure we get serious as a country so that our sovereignty should be protected as a country.
I'm a member of the Pan-African Parliament, and most of the African countries are very proud of Uganda about the case of anti-homosexuality law. So I want all of you to move with your heads high over the decision you took, because the rest of Africa is very proud of us about what we did. Right Honorable Speaker, having said that, we are also doing very badly as a nation on matters to do with the corruption. As a nation, and we all know that the way we are handling our corruption cases cannot be celebrated. This issue of Mabati was not well disposed of It just ended in corridors, and it ended like that. Ugandans don't know who was found guilty and who was not found guilty. And it is just there lingering. And I really want to think, that's why these that wanted to get on the speaker wanted to use that. Had it been disposed of properly, probably it wouldn't have been an issue. I keep wondering why the Mabati group was bigger. I'll give you information. The Mabati group was bigger. Why did they pick only the speaker and the two? Why not the rest of the group? And the Prime Minister, there are so many ministers here who are involved. Yeah, even my friend here, Msas, was part of those. So I'm just wondering why only the speaker and the other two? So if the matter was properly disposed of, probably would be in a better situation to debate this. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, first of all, Patrick.
Madam
yes.
Speaker, my friend here had some information to give me.
Thank you, Honorable Patrick. Information I want to give relates to the press conference that the DPP held, where she said they had investigated this matter, and according to them, the people they took to court are those they found with incriminating evidence. And they said the others, the cases, the files had been closed. That's what the DPP actually said.
Honorable members, I also want to tell you, first of all, if the Karamoja team was here, they would bear me witness. When the issue came up on the mabati, I said, I hope the mabati that was put at my gate, because it was dropped at my gate, the gate of my school was not part of Karamoja mabati. And I said, if they were, I will immediately return. So when the investigation went on, I said, give the schools, government schools, give the government schools the mabati. I came back after finding out that that was the mabati and refunded. I was the first person, without anybody saying it, and refunded the iron sheets and said, have your iron sheets, I don't need them. Because if they are meant for Karamoja, they are meant for Karamoja, not for my place. And I've never been to any court of corruption.
Issues about iron seats. Members of Parliament were willing to debate it. But when the matter went to court, we were debarred. It is not that maybe MPs wanted not to discuss this matter about the loss or any misappropriation of the iron seats. I find it for us to engage again so much on the issues about the iron seats of Karamoja, and yet the matter is still even in court, not yet concluded. It is like we are in sub judice. We are breaking our own rules. But again, even for somebody to write an indictment on one of us in this parliament in regards to iron seats, it is as if that person is not following our rules and the laws. Parliament of this country, which you are the chair, we have the rules. We move with our constitution. Article 79 prescribes very clearly our parliament is constituted. We have been mandated to make laws in this country. And it's affects somebody understanding to say that if this country, Ugandans, members of parliament, have made a law, with that law, they feel it's right for them to govern themselves. And somebody should be referred to. We move according to what our constitutions we have agreed upon. Madam Speaker, the procedural matter I am raising,
Yes.
the procedural matter I'm raising, it is found in those two grounds, Article 79 and then our rules 73. We have been moving. Is it really procedural enough for somebody to come here and start dragging us on the debate of iron seats? And yet we are patiently waiting for that time to be put off, and we debate it out. We are aware of our code of conducts in this house. The integrity, we are aware about it. The corruptions, whatever thing, we are not even pleased about it. Is it right for us to go back in that debate or move forward?
Why do you leave other people who were taken to court and you bring somebody who was not taken to court? Huh? Foreign Affairs, please wake up.
Mabati. Even if they went to Teso, even if they went to Lango, even if they went to where. But honorable members, this is a test on us. A test on us, which we must prove.